We bless you.
Oh Lord, we bless you. We bless you.
Father, we thank you because our praise, our worship has come before you with sweet-smelling savor. We thank you because you inhabit the praises of your people. Yes. And Lord, as we have offered praise and worship unto you this evening, we ask, oh God, that your presence be mighty amongst us. Amen. Father, touch our hearts in a special way. Amen. Let there be a release of the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of you this afternoon. Amen. And Father, we say, take your place in our lives, oh God. Amen. Take your place in this meeting, oh God. Amen. In the mighty name of Jesus, we have worshipped. Amen. 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 Say something. Hallelujah. The scripture says we should give all honor to whom honor is due. So my pastor is going to say something before we get into the administration of the word.
Please, let's go around, welcome one another. First of all, amen. Let's just welcome one another. No, new wine fellowship. Chief host. We just find a few.
My mom came in on Thursday. Okay. Yeah, so we went down.
Praise the name of the Lord.
Hallelujah.
You're welcome in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, I didn't know how to talk. Amen. Amen. But I want to seize the opportunity to welcome all of you to the New Wine Fellowship, where we renew our marriages, where we refresh, learn from one another, and also learn from the Word of God. Amen. Praise the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. Let's turn our Bibles to, if you have a Bible, to John chapter 2. Just a brief word before we get to the main course. John chapter 2 it says, on the third day there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now both Jesus and his disciples were invited into the wedding. And when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, they have no wine. And Jesus said to her, woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come. His mother said to the servants, whatever he says to you, do it. There were set 3 water pots of stone, according to the manner of purification of the Jews, containing 20 or 30 gallons apiece. Jesus said to them, fill the water pots with water. And they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, draw some out now, take it to the master of the feast. And they took it. When the master of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom. And he said to him, every man at the beginning sets out a good wine, and when the guests have well drunken the inferior, you have kept the good wine until now. Praise the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. You have kept the good wine until now. The first thing I want to bring attention here, Jesus was invited into the wedding. Hallelujah. Amen. And I want you to invite Jesus into your marriage. That's the beginning of the new wine. When you invite Jesus into your marriage, into your relationship, he brings the new wine. Praise the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. And when you're talking about the new wine, you are talking about the Holy Spirit. That's number 2. Number 3 is here, it takes a law of faith to draw from this wine. They made a request. He said, look, woman, my time has not what? Yet come. And the woman did not give up. And that means that you have to be persistent for the new wine to come into your relationship. Praise the name of the Lord. Amen. She went ahead. That's the Lord of faith overrides. He said, set the pots. Whatever I ask you, do. And that's obedience. First of all, we need to invite the Lord into our marriages, and that is what we're doing today because He is invited. He's a gentleman. He says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone opens the door, He will come in and do what? And fellowship with Him. Jesus is the third person in our marriage. And He cannot go there unless He is invited. Praise the name of the Lord. Hallelujah. And I know what came here today because we are inviting Him into our marriage. And by the time we leave here today, our marriages will be better in the name of Jesus. Amen. I want to announce to you that from today going forward, all you've been testing is the old wine. Amen. 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 And because you have invited Jesus, you begin to test new wine. You begin to test miracles in your lives, amen, in your relationship and your marriages in the name of Jesus. Amen. Praise the name of the Lord. Amen. Shall we pray? Father, we thank you this moment. We bless you for the new wine. We give you praise. The wine that refreshes. The wine that empowers us. The wine that makes us to be wise. The wine that leads us to you, closer to you, oh God. This is what we're asking today, even into our relationships, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Today, Lord, we reject the old wine. We reject the old relationship. Everything, Lord, that is pushing us away from our marriages, today we reject them in the name of Jesus. Amen. As we invite you, Lord, into our hearts, into our lives, into our marriages, come and be Lord. Amen. We submit to you, O God. Amen. We submit to you and we obey you. Amen. And we are feeling, O God, what Apostle they bring, that Lord will be able to draw this new wine unlimited in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Father, for everyone that came today. Bless us today and refresh us, oh God, with a new wine. Amen. Thank you, Father. Thank you, blessed Lord. Be your holy name. Hallelujah. For in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I've been told to anchor this next phase of our discussion. And I believe we all have a copy of the sheet. You know. So I'll really throw this open. Now, what we're going to talk about this afternoon is a very practical part of our relationship with our spouses. And someone once said that marriage is 90% practical. You know, maybe between 5 and 10% praying. But then after doing all the praying, the doing is as important as the praying, you know. Because when your wife needs dishes washed and she went to work like you, came back from work like you, and all you do is sit in the living room reading Chicago Tribune or watching TV, she's as tired as you are. She went through the same drill in the traffic as you are. And no amount of praying, no amount of binding and loosing and fasting can substitute for that. So the doing part is as important, you know. And so too, if you flip the coin, it's the same thing too. Responsibilities a wife has towards the man in other areas where he has needs. So we're going to be very open today with each other, like we were in the last meeting we had about 6 months ago. We were very open and we went home. A lot of us went home with very practical tools, you know. So please, let's not hold anything back. What we have here is a guide, you know, and we want, I don't know which one we have. What we have is what every man needs. There's also another one, what every woman needs. So women, bear with us. Let's start with what the man needs. Apparently, I didn't give them. It's a woman who gave you this. So maybe she wants us to start with what the man needs. Because, oh, what do you have? We have what men needs.
Yeah, we have men.
The ladies.
Okay. There's a copy for the women.
So you see now. Oh, so the women have what the men need, and the men have what the women need. So which one will start with?
How come your nest is smaller than
Okay, so let's start with what the men need. Yeah. So I will throw this thing open now. So men, look at all these topics here, and let's be very practical. What is it in a home that will make you always want to come back every evening? If you are in Philadelphia or in Virginia or you are in California, you can't wait to get into that aircraft on a Friday evening and come home. Or when you're at work or you're busy on the road, you know, you can't wait to come home. What is it that brings you back? Can we just, I need us to be taking notes. Yeah, but can you just help us, just be noting? You know, so let's be very candid. If you want these points here to guide you, you know, I know there was a time we discussed that men demand respect, you know. We'll get to the women later, you know. And they do.
Now let's take the first one you said before we go to respect. What makes a man wants to come back home?
Come back home, okay.
Let's go from there.
I think I can answer that.
Oh, okay.
I think the comfort, you know, he derives from home.
Okay.
Yeah, the comfort the woman gives you. That's what makes you come home.
Okay.
Yeah, the comfort.
What exactly is that comfort? Men, please. Let's
tell us what you want now.
Yeah.
I would suggest a clean home and delicious meal.
Well, he's spoken like a man.
Yeah. A clean home and a delicious meal. This is helpful. Yes, please let's be as candid as, you know. Take your case, for example. What would make you want to come home? Yes, Brad. A peaceful home. That's what's a peaceful home.
Peaceful home is coming home to see your wife cheerful, not overwhelmed with anything. Just think that you're coming to a wife that's ready to receive, just at a rate to receive her.
So as soon as you walk into the house, a smiling wife, oh honey, you're welcome back, you know. How was work today? And he takes your briefcase from you.
You said cheerful.
Okay, sorry, I shouldn't add that.
It's part of the cheerfulness, right?
Yeah, okay, it's part of the cheerfulness.
I can be cooking and be cheerful.
Okay.
But I want to say something.
Okay. No, we'll come to what the women need. Pastor.
No, we are talking about this still.
Okay.
What has happened during the day before even you come home? Because it's part of it. How much communication has gone in before you are at the door? It's part of the expectation. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
What has happened during the day? It's not that the man is walking in. Has there been any communication?
During work.
During work.
Okay.
Honey, I'm calling. I'm waiting for you. You know. Sheku said we should talk.
But hold on, no. But is she calling like 1 or 2 times, or she's been calling like every 5 minutes to see how it goes?
No. Honey, I just called. How was traffic? Oh, it was good. Full stop. I just called I was working. What's going on? On your way from home, when are you coming back? Buy banana there or buy. They always bring something. They always asking you. No, I'm saying anytime you call home, it's always something.
Always buy something.
So what I'm saying is that even before the man arrives,
Oh, careful. Oh,
even before the man arrives,
come and take one of these chairs.
what has happened during the day? You just start by walking into the door. How much communication? If you have access to email or text message or whatever, that sets the tone even before the man arrives at the door. So you build up on that. Honey, I'm expecting you. I'm waiting for you. The food is ready, or whatever is going on. Or do you have something to say or do? What I'm saying is that what has happened first of all before coming at the door.
Let's not be distracted though. This is that it's not just expecting her to be cheerful. between the time you go to work and the time you come back, what intensity or level of communication took place?
God bless you.
And just let it be spontaneous. Don't wait for her to be the one calling you. You can initiate the call. I'm adding Jara now. This is a good Jara.
Let me ask my Jara too. Not call like about 5:30. About 4:30 about to leave.
When you're about to leave the office. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. So have we dealt with that? What is it that will make us want to come home?
The issue is that what do you tell the man? What languages do you pass on? What's
Body communication.
Body communication. I want this man to come. You need this man. Because and you want me to come home, you want me to leave whatever I'm doing and be there for you. And again, you're setting a stage for you to receive me. So what work have you done? Or what have I done on you to prompt me to have to say, look, I gotta go, my wife is calling me. That's what I'm trying to say. Even before the reception we're talking about, playing home and all those ones, there has to be communication along the line. Did you have bad day? Did you tell your husband what are the, it's not a time you ask him while he's at work. Have you, that thing we discussed, what you say, I'm at work now. What I'm saying is that what kind of communication has gone? First of all, you express love, you express concern, you express, just let her know or let him know that, look, I'm sure you arrived home, I'm sure this is going on, I'm sure this, I'll be late, I'll be this. Communication is key. When a wife has not heard from you all day and you want to walk into that door and then they throw a red carpet for you, it does not work that way. They want to know where you are. They want an accountability or how you spend your time. And that gives them that reassurance that when they are coming, they are cheerful, their minds are free, and they will receive you well.
Input. I don't know that women so much because men don't take it. I don't think that they want so much the where have you been, what are you doing? But I think that women tend to be a little bit more emotional than men, a little bit more nurturing. So they will say, oh, I might feel in my heart that, oh, right now, this second, I really love my husband. So the first thing I might do is reach for my phone and call. I may not say to him on the phone, I love him, but I'll just say, oh, honey, how you doing? Just call to see how you are. So we express it like that. The problem is that we're not calling to say where are you, but sometimes we want to get that same type of phone call back. Sometimes where he stops for a second and picks up the phone and says, how's your day going? Okay, I'll see you when I get home. 2 seconds. So that's it, and hang up the phone. So we're not calling for accountability. We're just calling for, hey, yes, how are you? We don't really need to know what you're doing, so long as you're out there working, so you can pay the bills, that's fine. But it's just that we want to, that impulsive thing that we have, we just want to pick up the phone and call. It's not calling to check on you. We'll call and check on you when we don't hear from you and you come home at 10 o'clock at night and you say, where's my food? And then you eat and you watch TV and you go. Then we'll call and ask, like we would ask our children, where are you? You haven't come home. So it's not so much that we want the accountability. We just like to express ourselves sometimes.
But some of us do come from cultures where all this honey and it's not what a man demonstrates love by buying a banda for his wife, and things like that. So some of us come from such cultures, and then you come into a culture like this where there's a lot of romance and a lot of all these flowers and chocolates and phone calls, and so the issue is when you begin to learn how to, because some of our men don't know how to do it, because they were not brought up. That's not how their father demonstrated love to their mothers. So some of them, it's hard for them to do those things because they've never known that to be the way to demonstrate love. So
this is very practical.
The type of flowers, not all women appreciate. Not all African women appreciate flowers. They bring flowers.
In as much as we try to invite the culture of where we are now, I want to play the romance like Sister Ngozi said, sometimes the flowers don't really mean anything. No matter how beautiful the flower, no matter how far you wait to go buy the flower, it doesn't really mean anything if it's not in terms of something tangible.
But that's where.
And again, not only that, you see, like if that thing would be received, like okay, thank you for the flower. So where is the other one? I mean, sometimes it's like, is this just the flower? In fact, by the time you take 2 steps, you see the flower right on the floor.
But then again, that's when you don't know your wife. It depends on what your wife likes. Because there are some women that also appreciate flower and all those kind of romantic things. For instance, I appreciate flower a lot, and my husband understands that, and he gives me flowers, and I really appreciate it. So it depends. The important thing is knowing what your wife wants. What she likes.
Language of love. There are some of us here that have had several years in this affair. Maybe you should give us some words of wisdom.
Are you talking about my age?
Because every time I see you and your wife, your wife looking so beautiful and smiling so much. So give us some words of wisdom here.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Well, by the grace of God, we've been married for 15 years now.
Praise God.
And counting. And I believe people like to, this is a very, very popular topic. People like to talk about it. But personally, I do more doing than talking. I let my actions speak for me. Most marriages, the #1 problem is money. And a majority of homes is the man that has the financial power, because he's the one who makes the money and gets to decide how the money is spent. And some people take advantage of that to try to decide and set the tone for the relationship. A lot of women too, the way they respond to their husbands means a lot to the man. Even when the man upsets you, the way you respond, the way you react to your husband is very, very important. When he upsets you or when he's nice to you. Personally, no matter how I upset you, if you respond to me in a disrespectful manner, it goes a long way. There are things you say you can't take back. When I married my wife, there was something she noticed about me, that I tend to, I'm not confrontational. If there's a problem, I tend to retreat, and then I may spend the next 1 week and not talking. That's the way I expressed my dissatisfaction with the way she talked to me or the way things went. And that's one thing that pierces her heart. If you don't talk to her, you have almost killed her. And she came to me and told me, there's something I want to ask you. If we have any problem, can we resolve it that day so that we don't have to sleep over it? I said, well, I don't know about that. Some problems you just can't resolve right away. And by nature, I think I got that from my father. My father is the kind who doesn't talk too much. And my father can stay for 1 week and not talk to anybody, including my mom. And my mom will be trying all kinds of tricks to get him to talk. He will not talk. So I thought over that. I said, she got a point. And that's one thing that she changed about me. If there's a problem, we'll resolve it before we go to bed. So the next morning, we'll move forward. That is #1. #2, there's the other thing. She's actually the one that drags me out. I'm kind of recluse. I'm a personal person. I'm kind of private. I usually don't show my emotions outside. If I'm dying, I don't want people to know. If I'm poor, I don't want people to know. If I have a special problem, I don't want people to know. I just want me to know about it. And me, between me and my God, that's what I say. So when I married my wife, I started noticing that we were making more friends. People started coming to our place, calling our house. And I called her and said, Nne. Please, don't bring my food outside. I want to stay inside, JJ. I don't want any trouble. So all these your friends and people who are calling you and people who are coming to visit you, I hope it's not people that bring me outside. Because I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear he said, she said. Okay? And she realizes that. She knows that. That's very, very important to me. In terms of gifts, gifts are important. Some people like to give gifts. She likes to give gifts. Me personally, I really don't attach a lot of importance to birthday, I have to give you this. Christmas, I have to give you that. Sweetest day, I have to give you this. Valentine's Day, I have to give you that. But she does it. When the sweetest day, she wants to bring me something. When there's like this shirt, that's why I wore this shirt today. She bought it. She buys it. And then when she buys it, sometimes when she buys dirty jeans for me, I say, I don't think I can wear this. She says, yes, I saw some guy who wore it, I liked it, I want you to wear it. I say, if I wear it, people will think I'm a baba. She says, I want you to be my baba. I said, okay, I'll wear it. And your wife has to be your friend. Okay, it's not Oga versus house girl or younger sister. Your madam has to be your friend. You have to be at par. When you are dealing with her, it has to be at this level. Decision maker, you have to listen to her. Even when you disagree, listen. Okay, and try to negotiate. She has a way of when she tells me something and I say no, she will drop. But she will persist and keep wanting to talk about it. And she might succeed in convincing me that this is what we need to do. And I tell people, most of the times when they see what we do, they think I'm the one making all the decisions. But they don't know that my wife is in the background. Trying to pull her plot. And when I look at it, it looks logical to me. Initially, I may say no, we're not going to do that. But when I sit back and think about it, I say, maybe that's true. And in terms of hiding money in the relationship, some people will say, Brother Peter is going home. They will go and give Brother Peter $500 to give their family at home without letting the other person know. I said, that is wrong. Instead, tell her, I'm going to give my people 500. She may say no, and then talk about it, negotiate it back and forth. Because something might happen, Brother Peter may not travel. He may miss his flight. And he'll call home. And he'll get on and say, I got beg, tell madam not $500 he gave me. And then travel with it again. And the guy will say, oh, okay, brother. I will tell her. I will say, oh, really? So she even did that without letting me know. And then the anger will start brewing. Okay, the anger will start brewing. So, discussions, talking, open communication, it's very, very important. And it goes both ways. But one thing I have to tell women is, you see mouth, you see this mouth. Okay, you may do something that you don't like and you want to knock on with some bad mouth. That thing really goes through here. And you cannot insult your partner in terms of calling him a devil, or your mother is devil, or your father is Ekwensu. You go on and on and on. Those things are things that you can't take back, and they depreciate relationships. And when you have a relationship, as you're trying to improve yourself, also make effort to improve your wife too. If she needs to go to school, or she's not the person who likes school, you try to encourage her to try to get her some education, increase her value in the society, and sense of self-worth. As her sense of self-worth improves, there'll be less tension in the family because she feels good about herself. Even if she's a housewife, but she likes the way you are positioning her in the society, the way you treat her, the way you respond to her, she'll have good sense of self-worth so that she is not angry all the time. And the other question of people emphasize doing house chores. Man, you have to wash plates. Man, you have to cook. You have to put on the apron. To be honest with you, those things are good. Those things are good. But you can't take that thing away from overall dynamics of the family. When people tell me that, I say, okay, when the car, when we have a flat tire, I will fix it, right? When there's plumbing problem, when the toilet blocks, I'm the one who's going to go and unplug it, right? So there are things in the family that eventually will gravitate to the man. Some will gravitate to the woman. But there shouldn't be like a solid line in the sand that you can't touch this or you can't touch that. You have to mix it up. You have to mix it up. Reverend Ezebo used to say that the man is the head of the house. And that is true. Marriage is 50-50. But think about it. When there's a plane, there's a pilot, there is a chief pilot, and there's a co-pilot. When there's a ship, there's a captain, and there's a co-captain. So the man is the head of his house. But remember, the head cannot be too big. If the head is too big, the body cannot carry it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd like to say that I'm the one that personally invited you.
Very proud of you. Oh, just wait now.
Thank you, Joseph.
I believe you've given us a very practical experience and also a very practical guide to managing relationships in the family. I don't know whether there were any reactions or some support contributions to what Obi has just said. I've learned a lot by listening to him, and I don't know what you guys have to say. This is an open forum.
The issue of money. I think money money really does play a very, very important role in relationships. I have a cousin that one of these big boys in Nigeria. When he got married, he didn't have any money. When they got married, the woman realized he didn't have any money. And her attitude towards him started changing. It wasn't the way it was. It's not a big family at all, but it wasn't the way it was before they got married, before she found, I think she probably knew the money wasn't there, but she probably didn't know it wasn't there to the extent that it wasn't there. And, and she used to disrespect this guy, in the presence of her friends and his friends. Okay? And now, the guy has so much money. The tables have turned. And I don't think he respects her as much as he probably should have if the woman hadn't disrespected him the way she has over the years. Which, in a way, might have also encouraged him to look outside. Okay, so I would say money is very critical in the family relationship. And if the man doesn't have it and is finding his way towards getting there, rather than be, sometimes we're very sharp-tongued and everything else, because men are really very sensitive to the comments, to the statements you make to them, especially when they are down. So we have to be very sensitive to that, because when the tables now turn around, some of us do have very long memory, because when you're hot and hot and hot, it stays there for a long time. Some of us do have very long memories. We have to be very careful when the man doesn't have money, the way we communicate to the man. Very important. That's one thing.
So how do we manage money in the home? What's the best way to manage money?
Well, I think the best way to manage money at home is use a lot of wisdom when it comes to money. Money come and go, and we choose what we spend money on. Women tend to know how to spend our money better than women. Some men are good accountants naturally. Some women have wisdom in spending money. Although, don't get me wrong, most of the women always have their secret way of going to do shopping, and when the husband says like, oh honey, I bought it a long time ago. You see, I mean, all those kind of long time situations, sometimes you digest. But the thing is, it's something you must always sometimes bring to the table, like, wait a minute, you know, I mean, I'm not hiding anything from you. This is what we have. This is where we want to go. And this is what we want to achieve. Unless this money increase, there's no way we can reach this point. This is something that husband and wife should discuss most of the time, not at all times, because it's very sensitive too. It might be, it gets to a point that whoever is weaker might go like, wait a minute, why are you so petty about this? Is it because of this socks? Is it because of that scarf? I mean, all those things, before it gets to that level, just point to the direction you are going and ask the Lord to direct your finances. That's it.
I think it's also about budgeting. It depends on how much both couples are making. They can decide on, because at times you as a woman, there are things that you need to buy, especially things for kids. And you don't need to run to your husband every time to tell them that I need to do this, I need to do that. And you guys can decide, there are certain things for a woman that's necessity to a woman that a woman will want to get. But you don't need to inform your husband every time if you want to get it. You can also decide between you and your husband that maybe at the end of every month that the husband can spend $100 on whatever thing that he wants to spend. And as a woman that you can spend $100 every month on whatever thing. Does not mean that you will go crazy spending that $100. But from that, the thing I've noticed is that when I don't have kids, it's only me, him. But once kids comes in, women really buy stuff for themselves. It's geared towards the children. Because they are the first ones to see that this child doesn't have this child doesn't have that. You don't need to take that to your husband every time, oh, you know, he doesn't have this or okay, that you have that. But from that same budget, that same $100 that you have on your own, you can use to take care of this stuff.
You know, the last week we actually had financial planning, and we had a very good template as to, yes, Sanike gave us this template where you actually look at what both of you have as money. And then we had issues like your checking accounts where bills are paid. So you actually sit down as a family. I time just everything you spend, from the cup of coffee to your gas to insurance, the rent, whatever it is, even money that you send home. When you put that down on your templates, then you know how much you spend, you know, every month as a couple. And then you also have your investment account, because you have to retire, you know, you have to send children to school. So it was a very good template that sorted out percentages. And then like Sister Pat was saying, everybody has individual needs. Like, maybe I like doing my hair and my nails, and because I'm married, it doesn't mean you should start that because I want to stay attractive. The man likes going to his soccer games or his basketball games, so that within the budget, all those things should be included. So it is plain to everyone. This is where we are, this is where we're going. So what we'll try and do is try and see if we can get that template out. So you can use that as a template to work as a family, as to what you do. And then everybody has to have self-discipline, because there are two. There's a captain and a co-captain, and this ship is going in one direction, so that we don't scatter, you know, everything. No, but it was a very good template because it laid down everything. And we'll try and see if we can make a copy and then get it out to everybody.
Praise the Lord. I want to add something here, and which is, I believe, is very, very key. What's God's mind? What's God's thinking about money in marriage? And I believe when God says, the two shall be what? One. If you come from that perspective, and that means that when you are one, it's neither yours nor mine. Everything we now have is one and is for the family. For example, he lost an example. If I send $500 to my parents without my wife's knowledge, I'm purely stealing from the family's money. Yes, I am the head of the house. I make the money. Maybe she's home, taking care of our children. That doesn't mean she cannot work or she cannot. Of course, she's doing her work as a helpmeet. So what I'm saying is that even if, okay, maybe in the short run, the man is a little bit handicapped. He's not making as much as he's supposed to be. But at this point in time, most of the money is coming from the woman. It's not the woman's money. It goes into the family. Brother, if we can look at it from this perspective and see that this money is neither hers or his, but the money is for the family. And when we come from that perspective, there is now communication between us. Some people say, it's my money, I keep my account, she keep her his own account. You bring how much, we bring the bill together, how much, we see how, keep, those are spaghetti arrangements. It's not in God's plan. God says the two shall be one. Brethren, if you are one, if you cannot manage mammon, if you cannot manage money in our families, how can God trust us with true riches? It's very, very key that we understand the mind of God when it comes to money. The money is neither yours nor his. It is for the family. And when we get there now what did God say about the money? Do you pay your tithe? You have to agree on those basic principles. Whether you want to hear it or not, if you don't do it, you are disobeying the law of God. When you remove this now, the man you lay, what is the vision? Where are we going to? You put a plan. That's what they mean by budget. What do we want to do? Do we want to buy a new home? Do we want to do some investment to generate more money? Do we want to do something in Nigeria? Are there people, how much we give to our families?
No.
Those things are laid down and discussions are taken. And I can tell you, every woman will back up that and will make sure that it's implemented. And that's when my brother says, that shirt, I bought it 10 months ago. You didn't know, that my friend, that my birthday, he gave it to me. You are telling a lie. Just come and say, look, I saw that. I know I'm not supposed to buy it, but I bought it. Please excuse me for this. So what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to money, let's be honest, let's be sincere. The money is not yours. Even though you are working, it's for the family. If you marry this woman, you will marry her. She's the bone of your bone, she's the flesh of your flesh. Nothing should be hidden. You are destroying the family. You are destroying yourself. It's your children, it's your family, it's everything about you are wrecking. You are insincere about managing money. Of course, when you agree, implement to the letter. Of course, will it be perfect arrangement? No. But along the line, you forgive and you adjust and you move forward.
There's something else I just remembered. The give and take part of marriage. I always say that once you agree, for a man, once you agree to get married, you will never be the same again. All the things that you used to like, the things you used to do, you have to adjust them. If you didn't mind when you were a bachelor, you come home, take up your spouses and leave it in the middle of the parlor. It may not bother you, but maybe that's something that the woman will see and her head will turn. Because in her mind, no sane person will leave their stockings in the middle of a parlor. When I was in elementary school in Nigeria, one day our teacher, our female teacher, came to school with a black eye. So one teacher was asking her, Madam, what happened to you? She said, my toothpaste. I said, toothpaste did this? What do you mean a toothpaste did it? She said, my husband said the way I press the toothpaste is not good. He said, how does he want you to press it? So that the man said that when you are pressing toothpaste, that's logical to be pressing it from bottom so that it will be coming from up. But he said that when I press it, I don't press it from bottom, I press it from middle. And he's told me many times, why are you pressing it from middle? When you press it from middle, you are making the toothpaste a mess. Press it from bottom. And each time the man will tell her, press it from bottom. But the way she's used to press it is from the middle. So the man not talk until one day he went to the washroom and saw that the toothpaste was pressed from the middle. He took a marker for her. He said, I've told you many times, you don't want to hear. So, petty things like that. You see, if you look at it, for him, it's a big deal to press it from bottom. For her, it doesn't matter. Whether you press it from here or not. Eventually, you will use the whole thing up. So the question becomes, of what importance? You have to pick your fights. Is that something worth fighting for, or is it something that's okay, let's just move forward. Press it from bottom or from there are little things here and there, even TV. We are mature people, but sometimes TV can create tension in the family. You want to watch CNN, she wants to watch Desperate Housewives. And this is 7 p.m. She has come back from work, you have come back from work, you want to watch CNN. She wants to watch Desperate Housewives. And the question is, well, she's watching her Desperate Housewives. I come in, I want to watch CNN. And immediately she goes into the kitchen to get water to drink, I'll change it. She will come and say it has been changed. In her mind, she's boiling. She hasn't said anything because she has said it several times. When I'm watching my channel, don't change it, because when I watch her own, I don't change it. So she'll be watching. Immediately look away, she'll grab it and change it. And you go say, give it to me. No, give it to me. No, give it to me. Give it. Other color women, other color women. Don't care my clothes. So something as simple as that. And another thing is, don't argue in front of your children. One day I told my kids, stop arguing. He said, but you and mommy, you argue too. I said, no, we don't. We negotiate. And sometimes I make strong negotiations to make strong negotiation. It may sound like an argument, it's not an argument. We're not arguing. When we want to argue, we close the bedroom and argue in the bedroom so that they don't hear it. Because all those signals that kids get about a strong argument between husband and wife, it's a no-no. And hitting is a no-no too. Because if you hit your wife and the children see it, it creates a lasting impression. And if you hit, or if the wife hits the man or the man hits the wife, it also depreciates the respect that the other person has for the other person. And I ask you, at work, if you're a man at work, there are people who upset you. You don't go hitting them because you know what the consequences are. Yeah. So if at home your wife upsets you, there's no reason to hit her. Or for the wife to. Sometimes it's women that lounge first. And then they know that when they hit you, they can always pick up the phone and call 911. And if the police shows up, of course they will take you away. And one thing will lead to another.
That's good, Joe. Yeah. It's like this side is not.
Yeah. So,
okay, the newly married.
Let's go. We are consumers.
yes, it's a general topic. We started out by asking, what do men want? What would make a man want to come back home every evening he goes to work and not want to hang out in the office or look for one excuse why he wouldn't wait until 10:30 when everybody is asleep? Then he comes in and eat. So that's how these topics came up. Then we looked at the issue of money, we looked at the issue of receiving the man, cheerfully when he comes home. And then Pastor said something about you don't expect the woman to be a musician, a magician, You expect there should be some form of communication while you are at work and she's at work or at home. And then you keep talking to each other, ask how the day is. So by the time you come home, there's something that's already ongoing. The relationship just didn't start when you stepped into the house. And don't wait until it's 5:30 when you're on 290 or 55. Heading start, then you start asking. So I'm just bringing us up to. Yes, okay, sorry. Okay.
I have a question for the men. On a lighter note, money aside, when couples, before they get married, when they first meet each other, I mean, we were much younger, so there was there's something that we do when we're courting, and there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of, she's very pretty, he's very handsome. The expectations have been met for the man to say to the woman that I want to marry you. And what happens sometimes is that after the marriage, I have to put on makeup every day and look my best, just sometimes flies out the window. And all the things that the man used to say to the woman to get the woman to just focus her attention on him kind of flies out the window. And as a woman, or representing the women here, the question is, because I've noticed that in some marriages, the men just don't talk anymore about what it is they want from their wife in terms of conversation, appearance, those kind of things, and they start to see things go down and the disappointment gets there and they never talk about it. But here, it's, what is it that the men want? How do you want to see your wife on a daily basis? 5 years after you've been married, 10 years after you've been married, 20 years after you've been married, because unless you tell your wife what your expectations are, she doesn't have anything to live up to. So she could gain 50 pounds and not lose it. She can wear sweats when she gets into the house. She dresses up, she goes to work, she puts on a nice suit, but the minute she comes home, she's wearing the sweats that she's worn for the last 5 years because conversation is not happening. So it really is very, very important for us as women to understand what the expectations are for us, so we know what we have to live up to. Because at the same time, women also have expectations of their husbands and what we hope they would live up to. And I know this is a Christian gathering, but you know what? This is one of the reasons why men and women look outside the marriage. Because that thing that is exciting to them is not in the house anymore. The woman doesn't talk nice to him, the woman doesn't look good.